I'm going to talk to you about ProVitality and our new and improved essential vitamin and mineral formula. Now, I always say that ProVitality is foundational. It's the product upon which all other products should be built on. If you do nothing else, take ProVitality. It's 4 products in one, and these 4 products support a healthy microbiome, and they protect and nourish us on a cellular level. I'm going to explain how this works in the presentation today. And we even have clinical trials showing that they work on a cellular level. Now, ProVitality now contains the all-new digestively gentle essential vitamin and mineral, or EVM formula, with important added nutrients. And our ProVitality is GMO-free, and it's titanium dioxide-free. Yeah. The 4 products in ProVitality are carotenoid complex, salmon oil plus, TRAN, and our new EVM. Now, why do we need a product like ProVitality? ProVitality is foundational because it works on the cellular level and it helps to support a healthy microbiome. The latest scientific estimate is that our body is made up of 30 trillion cells, and we're also home to about 39 trillion microbial cells, our body's microbiome. Let's start with cellular health. Without cells, there would be no organs or tissues. Humans would literally not exist without cells. Each cell is its own little world, its own little universe. Each cell contains, among other things, our DNA, the nucleus, the mitochondria, which produces energy, or ATP, organelles, which are little organs. But just as importantly, each cell is protected by a cell membrane. And our cell membranes are like skin for the cells. So they protect everything inside the cell. And they also have many other important functions. And some of the important functions that our cell membrane has is that it keeps out toxins and invaders. It allows nourishment to come in, like food and water. It removes waste. It balances the pH of the cell. It harnesses and generates energy. And it's required to make new cells. We need healthy cells in order to divide to make new healthy cells. Now, what is our microbiome? Our microbiome is a community of healthy microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, and fungi that live on our skin, in our mouth, and in our guts. In fact, our body is made up of 57% microorganisms and 43% cells. So if you think about it, we're really only 43% human. And without our microbiome friends, humans would come under attack from pathogenic or disease-causing microbes, and they would kill us off pretty quickly. So it's critical to keep our cells and our microbiome healthy. This is what a healthy microbiome does for us. It impacts our weight. We need a healthy microbiome so that we can maintain our ideal weight. It helps prevent chronic illnesses like heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, gastrointestinal diseases. It creates a strong immunity because, for example, our gut microbiota can actually order specialized immune cells to attack harmful viruses and bacteria. If someone is lacking in healthy microbes, then they're going to have a weakened immune system. Also, a healthy microbiome influences our mood. If our microbiome is unhealthy, we can become depressed or anxious. Now, how do we keep our cells and our microbiome healthy? We avoid something called obesogenic foods. Foods that change our body chemistry and make us obese and vulnerable to chronic illnesses. These obesogenic foods include foods with too many saturated fats, or ultra-processed foods that contain chemicals that alter our body's chemistry, and too much sugar. So think donuts, hot dogs, sugary sodas. So instead, I always say this, we need to eat the foods that are represented in the Mediterranean diet. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, lean meat, fish, good fats like olive oil, and anti-inflammatory unsaturated fatty acids. Now, the USDA and the World Health Organization recommend 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. But 95 studies that looked at over 2 million people around the world say we need 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And this is why. 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day was linked to things like a 28% reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, a 33% reduced risk of stroke, and a 31% reduced risk of premature death. So 10 servings a day helps reduce chronic illness, and it helps reduce risk of premature death. That is because the nutrients in the type of diet like the Mediterranean diet give our microbiome and our cells, including the cell membranes, the nutrients they need to stay healthy. However, in a recent global study of 162 countries, 88% of these countries were below the recommended intake. And 90% of Americans do not get the daily recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So that means that most of us are not getting 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, let alone the 10 we need for optimal health. Now, there's challenges to eating a healthy diet, right? We usually eat what we like, comfort foods, rather than what we need. And also, in some cases, we would need to consume far too many calories in order to maintain optimal levels of certain nutrients. So the solution is to bridge the gap by supplementing with NeoLife's Pro Vitality. Since we don't always eat perfectly, Pro Vitality actually gives us some of the critical nutrients that are found in the Mediterranean diet. I'm going to say that again. Since we don't always eat perfectly, Pro Vitality actually gives us some of the critical nutrients that are found in the Mediterranean diet. Supplementing with Pro Vitality optimizes our nutritional insurance. Pro Vitality is made from whole food derived and bioactive nutrients, which provide comprehensive microbiome and cellular support. And together, these 4 products can be a part of a healthy lifestyle, which helps us achieve optimal health and vitality. Let's start by talking about carotenoid complex. Carotenoids are pigments found primarily in fruits and vegetables, and there are over 600 different types of carotenoids in nature. Carotenoids are important for microbiome health. In fact, the latest research indicates that carotenoids promote gut microbiota homeostasis, which means they help maintain the right balance of healthy microorganisms. Plus, carotenoids also decrease the ability for harmful bacteria to grow in our gut. Carotenoids also accumulate in the cell membrane, which is a good thing, because when it accumulates in the cell membrane, then they are able to perform important biological functions, such as protecting against oxidative stress, protecting against UV radiation, and also helping to improve communication between other cells. Now, the carotenoids in carotenoid complex come from whole food extracts: carrots, red bell peppers, tomatoes, spinach, apricots, strawberries, and peaches. And carotenoid complex provides 15 different types of carotenoids. In fact, NeoLife's carotenoid complex was studied by USDA researchers, and it was found to boost immune capacity by 37% in just 20 days. And it did this by increasing white blood cells called lymphocytes, including natural killer cells. So we know that carotenoid complex is working on a cellular level, which is what we need from our diet and from our supplements in order to create a healthy microbiome and healthy and vital cells. Now let's move on to the healthy fat portion of Pro Vitality, omega-3 salmon oil plus and Treanen. And we're going to start with omega-3 salmon oil. The American Heart Association recommends that it's best to eat 2 servings of 3.5 ounces of fatty fish per week for heart health. But here's the thing. It's also important to take a daily fish oil supplement. A recent study of over 400,000 men and women showed that daily fish oil supplementation is associated with a 13% lower risk of all causes of death, a 16% lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease, and a 7% lower risk of things like heart attacks and coronary artery disease. So eating 2 servings of fish per week is important for heart health, but so is taking a daily fish oil supplement. And it's well known that obesity is associated with chronic inflammation. And it turns out that the gut microbiota is an important part of overcoming obesity. In a study of 876 participants, researchers found that the higher the omega-3 fatty acid intake people had, then the healthier their microbiome composition was, which means they had a lower overall inflammation and they had a lower risk of obesity. Now, omega-3s in fish oil also play a critical role in our cell membrane health. In fact, when omega-3s are incorporated into our cell membranes, they help to stabilize them, they help to reduce inflammation, and they help to make them more fluid. Having fluid cell membranes is important because a fluid cell membrane means that the cell can divide and make new cells. It can accept nutrients. It can remove waste. It can create energy or ATP. Fluid cell membranes are linked to the prevention of chronic illnesses. The healthier our cell membranes are, then the healthier we are. And a clinical trial on NeoLife's omega-3 salmon oil plus showed that it reduced triglycerides by 17%, and it improved the omega-3 index by 38%. But here's the thing. The omega-3 index measures the level of EPA and DHA in red blood cell membranes. This is important because several studies have shown that the higher the omega-3 index is, then the healthier and more fluid our cell membranes will be. NeoLife's clinical trial also showed that our salmon oil reduced an important cellular inflammatory marker by 68%. So salmon oil plus supports a healthy inflammatory response, and we know it works on a cellular level because it increases the omega-3 index, which has been linked to cellular membrane health. Now, our omega-3 salmon oil plus is the only product that's standardized to 8 important omega-3s. It's sustainably fished in pristine North Atlantic waters. It's also ultra pure in that it's tested for over 200 contaminants, including lead and mercury and PCBs. 1 capsule a day provides the equivalent of a little bit more than 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or about 10 servings of fish per month in a 30-day supply. So next up is TRANN, grain concentrate. And TRANN was developed to ensure people get critical nutrients that are missing from consumption of white processed grains. Now, TRANN is made from lipid extracts of GMO-free wheat, soy, and rice. It's unique in that it's literally the only product in the marketplace with a combination of these 3 oils. TRANN was created by Dr. Arthur First. NeoLife's original product back in 1958 was Formula 4, which included TRANN. But Dr. First was the one who discovered that if we isolated the whole grain concentrates and offered them at higher doses, then the cellular health benefits would be even greater. So one of the reasons that TRANN works so well is because it contains an important variety of unsaturated fatty acids, omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. Now, anywhere between 80 to 91% of the US population does not eat enough whole grains. 80 to 91% of the US population, 80 to 91% of us. This means we're not getting enough of the important nutrients from whole grains, including the healthy unsaturated fats. For example, wheat germ oil and rice bran oil have each been found to increase healthy gut microbiome diversity. And microbiome diversity is important because a wide array of microbes in our gut makes our microbiome more capable and resilient in its ability to fend off both acute and chronic illnesses. Also, whole grain-derived unsaturated fatty acids are important for healthy cell structure and function. Our cell membranes are made up of a phospholipid bilayer, which includes both a saturated fatty acid tail and an unsaturated fatty acid tail. The saturated fatty acid tail helps give our cells structure And the unsaturated fatty acid tail allows the cell membranes to be flexible. So in order to maintain the health of our cell membranes, we need to eat just a little bit of saturated fat because we need structure for our cell membranes. But we mostly need to eat anti-inflammatory, unsaturated healthy fats to have fluid cell membranes. So again, we need fluid cell membranes to allow in nourishment, remove waste, produce energy, and to divide into more cells. Now, if we eat too many saturated fats, like burgers, pizza, fries, and so on, those obesogenic foods that we talked about earlier, then our cells become inundated with saturated fat. And too much saturated fat makes our cells rigid and less flexible. So the cell is unable to take in needed nutrients, it's unable to eliminate waste, and it's unable to produce energy for the body. Now, interestingly, studies indicate that saturated fat is less toxic to cells when it's combined with unsaturated fatty acids. So when we do consume a little bit of saturated fat, it's better to also consume unsaturated fat at the same time. Studies also indicate that when saturated fat flows unchecked into the cell membranes, it can cause massive cellular stress that can ultimately kill the cell. Here's a quote from a researcher studying the effects of too much saturated fat on cells. "The behavior of saturated fatty acids, once they have entered the cells, contributes to a major and often deadly diseases." So this is how TreaNN can help us. TreaNN provides important unsaturated fatty acids, which help to increase gut microbiome diversity, which also help our cells to maintain their fluidity and function optimally. So this is why people often feel a surge of energy when they start to take TreaNN, because TreaNN plays an important role in ensuring our cells accept nutrients, remove waste, and generate energy for the body. So recent research has confirmed what Dr. Arthur first discovered so long ago, that unsaturated fatty acids are critical for overall health and well-being. TreaNN is as revolutionary today as it was decades ago. Yeah, Dr. Arthur first. Now let's talk about our all-new digestively gentle essential vitamin and mineral complex, our new EVM soft gel capsule. Yeah. It now contains a proprietary blend of 22 micronutrients. The previous one was 21. It now contains vitamins K1 and K2, biotin, phosphatidylcholine, digestive enzymes, and methylcobalamin for B12. And as I mentioned, it's also in a new soft gel format. Now, we did an internal NeoLife survey, and we only surveyed people with sensitive stomachs who had experienced digestive discomfort in the past when they took the previous EVM. And we're happy to report that everyone who had experienced discomfort in the past was able to take the new EVM without any issues. So 100% of people surveyed who took the new EVM experienced no digestive comfort whatsoever. So here's an overview of the new nutrients in EVM. Biotin, which is part of the B vitamin family that helps to convert food into energy. Phosphatidylcholine for cognitive health and also to help break down fat. Digestive enzymes to support gut health. Methylcobalamin, which is a natural active form of B12. It's produced through microbial fermentation, and it's a safe and effective form of B12. And our new EVM contains two types of vitamin K. K1, which is found in green leafy vegetables, and K2, which is found in fermented foods like tempeh and natto. We provide both types of vitamin K to more closely mimic the effects of eating a wide variety of foods. It's important to supplement with vitamin K for multiple reasons. For example, low levels of vitamin K in the blood negatively impact cognitive function. Also, supplementing with vitamin K helps keep the heart healthy, and it also helps support healthy mobility, which we know because in a meta-analysis of 13 clinical trials, researchers found that vitamin K supplementation was effective in reducing bone loss and fractures. Now, people often express concern with taking vitamin K if they're on blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin. But it turns out that several studies have shown that both vitamin K1 and vitamin K2 supplementation do not adversely impact warfarin treatment, but rather they can help stabilize warfarin's effects. The key with vitamin K is to consume a moderate and a consistent amount of vitamin K through foods and supplements. And our new EVM contains a moderate dose of 24 micrograms of vitamin K, which is 100% of the DV. So to summarize, we have a great new global EVM formula with added benefits. It's in a digestively gentle soft gel. It includes the addition of important nutrients to help with bone health, heart health, and cognitive health. It contains 22 essential vitamins and minerals. Now, there are often confusing headlines about multivitamins in news articles. I don't know if you all have noticed that. Some are positive and some are negative. It's probably whichever will get the most clicks of the day. So to cut through the noise that often happens regarding the benefits of multivitamins, I wanted to point out that there is recent and robust research on multivitamins showing the following benefits. They help preserve healthy vision. They help support healthy immunity. They help reduce stress levels. And they help to improve memory and overall cognition. In fact, here's a quote from the co-author of several studies on the effects of multivitamins on cognitive health. The finding that a daily multivitamin improved memory and slowed cognitive aging in 3 separate placebo-controlled studies is exciting and further supports the promise of the multivitamin as a safe, accessible, and affordable approach to cognitive health in older adults. Pro-vitality is foundational. It's foundational for cellular health. It's foundational for a vibrant microbiome. It's foundational for overall health and vitality. And to summarize, Pro-Vitality, 4 products in 1, provides the following benefits: abundant energy, antioxidant protection, healthy heart, immune support, healthy brain function, healthy vision, youthful skin, hair, and nails, and lifelong cellular and microbiome health.